Another episode of Talks for My Son. I imagine I'm walking with my son as he's older, 18, 20 years old-ish, and going off and imparting to him wisdom I've learned while walking a dog. And so here's the dog. Last time I talked about growing up and being an adult, being mature, and today I want to touch on a little bit of that, but also just the idea of grace and how that idea transforms how we live, and become an adult. Becoming an adult. Timothy Keller once said, and he maybe stole from somebody else, I don't know. Part of the point of not being selfish, or the opposite of being selfish. I'm butchering this, but humility isn't thinking less of yourself. That's what it is. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less, right? Whatever allows you to not dwell on you as much as you're dwelling on God and from God others is a good thing. He's probably going to go pee here, huh? Oh, no, he didn't. All right. And so just that idea of grace is what allows me to do that personally. I find that believing that there is an Almighty, believing that I'm not Him. There's something messed up in me. Left to my own devices, I am. Like, even when I try to do good stuff, it's not always that great. Not always for great reasons. I find that to be true. I know some people wrestle with that, and I find that to be too harsh. But when I don't, I find that I gaze more at myself. It causes me to gaze more at myself than if I find it to be true. But then I also find in the idea of grace to be even greater and more meaningful and imaginable. All right, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta make it. Am I? All right. Yeah, love. For even more grace and love. So, in economics, there's the idea that something is only as valuable as it is as somebody is willing to pay for. How do you know the value of something that you post on a online marketplace? Oh, I forgot to grab this one. It's because you're someone's willing to pay for it. So if I post something on a marketplace and say that I post something on a marketplace and I say it's got say I'm asking $20 for it, but the only bid I'm gonna get is $10 for it. It's only worth $10 no matter if I think it should be worth $20. And so that's what gives it value. I know some people may say that's such a mercantile way of thinking about things, such a materialistic, capitalistic way. But I think there's truth in there, whether you think that's cold-blooded or materialistic. I think there's truth in there. And so, what was somebody willing to pay for me, right? Again, Philippians 2. equality with God was not something to be grasped. And so he humbled himself and took on the form of a servant and died, even dying on a cross. Right? So that he may be raised again. He took on the form of a servant and died. Right? He gave up. He was in the infinite, with the infinite. He was the Logos, the word spoken, breath. Oh, that might be the Spirit, so. But he humbled himself, came down, died on a cross. That's what he was willing to pay. Right? He became a baby. He gave up the infinite, became a baby, went through all the growing pains of being a human, because he was fully human. And he had to go through that. Therefore, granting the form of a human something worthy to be imparted with the image of God, right? It reaffirms that the image-bearing capacity of our physical presence from the garden that was lost in the fall, however you view that fall. It was lost. We're not lost, but it was covered over. It was we were incapable of bearing it and on our own. And so he came and he took that image and said, this image of a servant is now being incorporated into the infinite. And I'll meet the other end of the infinite by dying, receiving death on a cross. So, how does that lead us to becoming more, less and less selfish, being able to be an adult? He took on the form of a servant. We are to see in others that they are worthy of the priceless gift of Jesus Christ and his grace. We are to see that and to act accordingly. We are to act out in grace towards others, because others bear the image of God, because they are creation. They have been breathed new life into them, or breathed life into them. We hope that they have new life that breathed into them. And so what right do I have to mistreat that other person? I don't. What is my example that I should be living under, right? I do not have the right to demand equality with God. I shouldn't require that others serve me. And Charlie Brown Christmas, Sally says, I only want what is coming to me. I only want what I deserve. Right? That's anathema to the Christian. We act out of a place of love, of rejoicing, because we have been loved, and we rejoice in that. We should. I don't always do it. In fact, I'm very bad at this. So that's part of that process of sanctification, where I'm just continually coming before God. Oh, God, remind me of your love. God, remind me of your love. God, remind me of your love, so that I may love those around you, that I may worship you. Say, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. And part of that is looking to love those around me. Son, I hope you could experience that grace. I hope you could live out that love towards others. Love as Christ has loved you. That's what it means, becoming less and less selfish. All right, you're my son. Talk to you later.